So now let us solve this numerical example. So here the velocity of light in a vacuum is given 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Velocity of light in the glass is asked, and the refractive index of the glass is given. So let us solve this problem. Here the given data are velocity of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and the refractive index is given. We know the absolute refractive index mu equal to velocity of light in vacuum or in air divided velocity of light in the medium. So from this equation we get here velocity of light in the medium is equal to velocity of light in vacuum or in air divided by the refractive index. So this comes to be 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by 1.5, and the result is 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So this is the answer of this question. Coming over to the next slide, that is your refraction through a prism. In this particular portion, the refractive index of the medium of a prism we have to find, but the detailed derivation of the formula is not there in your syllabus. So let us write the formula only, and different terms which are involved in this formula let us discuss. So the formula of refractive index of the medium of a prism is mu equal to sine A plus dm by 2 whole divided by sine A by 2. So this is the formula of refractive index of the medium of a prism. Now, so the detailed derivation of this formula is not there in your syllabus. So let us discuss the terms which are involved in this particular formula. Here A is the angle of prism. This one A is angle of prism, that is nearly 60 degree, and dm is the angle of minimum deviation. So what is angle of deviation? Angle of deviation is the angle through which an incident ray of light undergo change in its direction. That is called angle of deviation. You can see here this ray of light, this one, it would have gone straight in absence of the prism, as light travels in straight line. But due to this prism, the emergent ray is here. So this angle is called angle of deviation. The angle through which the incident ray of light undergo deviation in its direction is called angle of deviation. But angle of minimum deviation dm, it is the minimum angle of deviation. That means that can be found out from this graphical method. Suppose we have plotted a graph of angle of incidence along x-axis and angle of deviation along y-axis. Then for a prism, the graph will look like this, and this minimum value of angle of deviation, this one is called angle of minimum deviation. And there are certain conditions for angle of minimum deviation. So coming over to that, conditions of angle of minimum deviation, let me write first. The conditions are, first of all, the angle of incidence must be equal to the angle of emergence. Secondly, the angle of refractions, that is R1, must be equal to R2. That means the refracted angles inside the prism, that they must be equal to each other. Next is your total internal reflection. Now, total internal reflection, this most often comes in examination. It is an important portion of this chapter. In short, it is called TIR. Total internal reflection. TIR in short it is called. This is very important. It most often comes in examination. So as we know that when a ray of light is uh, allowed to pass from one medium to another medium of different density, then the ray of light undergo deviation in its direction, in its velocity. So, what is TIR? Let us explain this with the help of this example. Let us suppose this is suppose this is the denser medium and this one is the rarer medium, and this is the interface which separates the denser from the rarer medium. Now let us consider ray of light. It travels from the denser to rarer medium, and as we know, when a ray of light enters from denser to rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal. Suppose this is the ray of light which enters from denser medium and goes to the rarer medium. So it would have gone straight like this in absence of any other medium. If the medium is same, then it would have gone straight. But as the ray of light is passing from a denser to a rarer medium, then it bends away from the normal like this. If we go on increasing the angle of incidence, then the angle of refraction also increases in the rarer medium. At a particular value of angle of incidence in the denser medium, you see here this one, the corresponding angle of refraction is just 90 degree, like this. So, this particular value of angle of incidence, this particular value of angle of incidence in the denser medium, for which the corresponding angle of refraction in the rarer medium is just 90 degree, is called critical angle, C. Now, if the angle of incidence is increased beyond critical angle in the denser medium, then the ray of light will not be refracted, rather it will be reflected back to the same medium. See here. This phenomenon of light is called total internal reflection. So the ray of light will be totally internally reflected. That means when an incident ray of light passes from a denser to a rarer medium at an angle greater than critical angle, then the ray of light will be reflected back to the same medium. This phenomenon is called total internal reflection. Now, what are the conditions for total internal reflection? So, let us see the conditions for total internal reflection. Okay, the conditions for total internal reflection. First of all, the ray must travel from denser medium to the rarer medium. So the ray must travel from denser to rarer medium. Second condition is the angle of incidence in the denser medium. Angle of incidence in the denser medium must be greater than critical angle. So these are two important conditions for total internal reflection. Next is examples of total internal reflection. You see here, this is a picture of mirage. This occurs in hot regions like deserts. It is also called inferior mirage. Then this one, it is called superior mirage, or else it is also called looming. Then sparkling of diamond. Then twinkling of distant stars. These are all examples of total internal reflection. But as per your syllabus, mirage and looming are there. So let us discuss one after another. Mirage. So, as I have already mentioned, this normally occurs in hot regions, in deserts. Let us consider uh, let us consider a palm tree in the desert. This is the sand layer, surface of earth. This is the palm tree. The layer of air which is in immediate contact with the sand surface is relatively more hotter as compared to the upper successive layers. So, the density of air which is in contact with the surface of sand is rarer in comparison to four successive layers up to some extent. So, the density of air gradually increases from the surface of earth up to certain extent. Let a ray of light starting from the tip of the tree uh, enters from, see here, you can mention here, okay, you see here, this is the rarer medium. Comparison to that, the upper successive layer is a denser medium, then this one is a rarer medium, then denser so this one become rarer in comparison to the other. So ray of light is coming from denser to rarer medium. So each time what will happen, as the ray of light enters from denser towards the rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal. So it would have gone straight like this, but it will bend away from the normal. So after successive refractions, the ray of light will bend away from the normal. When this ray of light crosses the critical angle, then it will be totally internally reflected. And you see here now this particular angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, suppose, then it will be reflected back to the same medium. A person who is standing far away from this particular tree will see an inverted image of the tree, which carries an impression that as if water is present below the tree. And now this thirsty person becomes the victim of the optical illusion. So it is an optical illusion which is normally seen in hot regions. Next is looming. It is also called superior mirage. It's just the reverse of the inferior mirage, that is your the first one, as I have already discussed. This occurs in cold regions instead. So here you can see, now you can see here the surface of water during winter season, during extreme cold time, surface of water, and a ship is sailing on the sea, and a person who is standing on the seashore far away from this boat or ship. Now see, the layer of air which is in immediate contact with the surface of water is relatively denser as compared to the upper successive layer because of extreme cold on the surface of water. So the layer of air, the density gradually decreases above the surface of water. A ray of light coming from the object, that is your ship, enters from denser to rarer medium, and after each successive layer there will be a refraction, and the ray of light will bend away from the normal like this. When the ray of light crosses the critical angle, it will be reflected back, and when it enters into the eye of a spectator or observer, it could able to see an inverted image of the boat much above the surface of water. This phenomenon of light is called looming.